The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tommy O'Brien, and Darrell Martin.
Welcome, folks. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have the Dow Industrials up 9, the Nasdaq's up 17, S&Ps are up 1, gold's down 440. We have the silver contract off 10 cents, platinum's down 470. Light sweet crude flat, $53.82. You have the bonds, notes first, down 9 ticks, 124.17. 30-year bond off 15 ticks or half a point at 152.01. King dollar's up 407 ticks, 101.935. We got the euro at 105. The yen's at 116.58. And folks, if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, great time to do it. Come over to our website at TFNN. You'll see the banner on the top of the side. You can hit it, bring up the platform. You can walk through us as we take a look at these defined option contracts.
So what do we got cooking? Action already to kick off Friday.
I was waiting for that jobs number this morning.
Sure.
And
along with a lot of other people.
Yeah, no doubt. And there wasn't really a lot of action when the jobs number come out.
It was like 153, 156, something like that. I think
Right.
the estimate was like 180 or something, but yeah, the ADP coming out a little bit under yesterday, right, or whatever, so I think they thought maybe it could come, as in it wasn't too surprising.
No, it wasn't. And they made up, I guess what the market was looking at is that it came under a little, but then last month they revised it up 17,000.
Okay.
So when you add the 17 to the thing, it's like 175.
I was listening to Bloomberg a little bit too, and I haven't looked at the report, but I heard them say something about in there that there was wage growth best since like 2009 or something like that.
Right.
Which that's always a big stat. As you know, since we're so low on unemployment right now, the wage growth is a big deal.
It is.
Because, you know,
and
realistically, you hear the term full employment all the time now because it's like, you know, you're at about 4.7, and that's using it's like, where do you go from there? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so what did happen is that you had the dollar go higher, you had the euro go lower, and right now I am a bear on the dollar. So I kind of like the risk reward of buying the euro.
Okay.
On the downdraft.
Sure.
So what ends up happening is that I'm just really flat right now. Well, it's saying up $40, but
yeah, with 10 contracts though, just to put things. So that's $4 per contract, which is probably less than the spread you're paying to get in it in realistic nature. So it's probably actually moved in your direction a few ticks maybe.
Yeah, it was pretty close. Let's see we'll bring it down to one contract.
Well, you can see 105.56 is what you're in at.
Okay, so...
And you bought them, so if you ever see, I mean, that's just, I can see it right now, 105.62 is what you can get it at, so you're actually exactly 6 ticks above where, and 105.56, and let's just put it to 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's your...
So I was risking $81 per contract for 169.
Yeah, I mean, that's, it's a $250 pie, right? The whole pie, you got 250 ticks in there, going from 104.75 to 107.25. You're getting it in at 105.56, which is the 81 ticks above the 104.75.
Right.
And your profit potential all the way up to 107.25.
Right.
Yeah, and that was quite a spike. So this is, I'm guessing, the 830 bar. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, it made it all the way up to 106.15 with a low of 105.51. Yeah.
Yeah. And then here, let me show you what I
minimize that. Yeah.
What I also did, folks, is this. Now, I didn't get this trade, but I want to show you what... The NASDAQ futures and the NASDAQ itself looked to me like they wanted to hit the high. NQ.
Which high you talking?
The high from last week. Well,
okay.
it's and I'll show you what I did. So, and where I was going with this here. Well, first off, let me put the whole thing up so you can kind of see it. So here's the high up here. The high is 4,994. Okay.
4,994.
Yeah. And so what I did is that I was looking at how we spiked yesterday. We had spiked yesterday at 9:30 from 49.30 to 49.47, right? And I actually went up. I says, okay. A couple minutes later, it was 49.58. So it was like, okay, that's 28 points, right? So if we go back to the contracts and we take a look, let me go into the NASDAQ, okay? So I was looking at the daily, and the daily, you had the 80-point spreads I really like, okay?
Sure.
But I don't like the one in the middle, because they're
you're risking 400 to make 400
exactly,
in that case.
Right?
Sure.
So when I was looking at this, I says, oh, this would be pretty cool. I'm going to put a sell in at 49.85.
Okay.
Even though I thought it might spike a little bit higher than that. Well,
Okay.
I didn't.
You were looking for a spike on the jobs number and looking to go short.
I
correct?
was.
Okay.
I was. And that's just something to keep your, to keep in your toolbox.
Sure.
Whether you're, and if you'd be, if you're bullish, then, you could put something way under the market.
You have bids below the market.
Exactly.
Right. Versus you were going to put an offer in there above the market.
Right. And what you want to do, folks, okay, and this is why, Tommy and I talk a lot about the test drive in this, because when I was doing this, first I put 90 and I says, hold it. Because you say this so many times, I'm not going to get 90 because it's too much time.
Not too much time. Where would it have to be? There's going to be, as in, that's 10 points away from the top. The NASDAQ would probably have to reach like 5,025.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I backed it down to 85.
Yeah.
But I just brought that up so you can see that, there's a lot of different ways that you can bring your probabilities up a bit. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. So we have the Dow flat, Nasdaq's up 10, S&Ps are also flat. And let's go inside the indices and see what we have happening out here. So you have the Dow right now, the mover, the leader is Disney up 1.3%, Nike's up 1%, Big Mac McDonald's is up 0.8, and Apple is up 0.8. Taken away from it is Verizon is down almost 1.9%. Walmart's off 1.4, DuPont's off 0.8, and Pfizer's down 0.7. Inside the NDX 100, which is going for its highs right now, you have Illumina up 3.9%, Amgen's up 3%, Insight is up 2.2. Taken away from it is Regeneron is down, look at that, down 6.6%. Baidu's down 2.3. Mylan's off 2.3. Let's go back to Regeneron just again for a second. This is a psycho stock anyway, but that's quite a move. That is quite a move. Let's go over to look at Macy's again. So Macy's it's up 44 cents. That got killed yesterday.
Yeah.
Big time. Kohl's.
Yeah, it could have been worse almost.
Yeah.
Really, looking at some of those charts.
No, there's no doubt.
I mean, it's only back to, Kohl's is just back to the election to
Right.
put things in perspective. Can we go back to Macy's for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's back to July below. But,
Yeah, Macy's is in tough shape.
it should be, and that's, as in, it'd be tough to be a buyer of Macy's yesterday. So it could have been worse probably.
Seriously.
Going through that list, I mean, I took a peek at those stores closing. I mean, we have one in Tampa closing. It's far north Tampa.
Oh, is it? Yeah?
Yeah, it's not the one in West Shore, which would be the bigger one in the middle.
Right.
But there's stores all over the place. Boston, you know, everywhere. Yeah.
Boston's closing?
Yeah. Well, they have many in Boston, but yeah, there's some around the Boston area. I mean, everywhere. There's no community, that's immune from that. They're cutting the stores that probably aren't producing. Now, they're not going to be the Macy's in where they have one in Copley or something like that. They're not going to be those stores, but they are going to be some juggernauts for sure.
Big time.
Yeah.
Amazing. They're talking about is it -2 in Denver? Is that what they're talking about in the den? That's pretty intense. In Colorado somewhere. Heat wave up to -2 degrees Fahrenheit, right?
Yeah, maybe. I know I've been seeing people in Chicago, our guys out there, and Nadex bearing some cold weather, man. Out there, TD Ameritrade's out there. I think it swims out there, man.
Right.
They got some cold jeans in there.
Do they?
So, it's been like -9 for the last 3 days out there.
And well, look at that. Danny's saying it's 17 in Atlanta. That's pretty.
And I think they were getting 2 inches of snow in Atlanta, which for Atlanta that can actually cause massive problems, as we've seen in the past. They're just not equipped. Maybe they'll be equipped this year, hopefully.
There's no doubt. That was a couple of years. Couple snowflakes.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. When you don't have the infrastructure to handle it, that's a problem. So hopefully they learn from that.
Yeah,
Snow in a lot of places. That's what John Logan. He unfortunately couldn't do his show today, but he's dealing with. They're going to maybe get 18 inches. He was up at 4:30 in the morning,
getting everything ready.
Yeah, taking care. He's got all the animals, and he's got neighbors. He's helping out. He's doing just getting ready because 18 inches is coming that's North Carolina. So they're facing. There's a lot of rough weather around the country right now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at some of the higher volume equities out here. So you have, let's see, JCPenney. That's up 7 cents. You get Ford up 5. Ma Bell's down 70 cents. Facebook's up $1.45. Wells Fargo's down 33.
Can we see what's going on with JCPenney in the news? JCPenney joins department. I'm just curious what. Because I mean, they could gain if they're not going to have the competition of Macy's maybe, and we've always been talking about JCPenney is not the same business plan as a Macy's, where they are a affordable, low-cost retailer more than Macy's is, a pretty high-end retailer.
Oh, I'd say the highest.
No, they are not the highest.
Yeah. needless markups.
They're not even close in reality. But
JCPenney saw sales decline November, December from a year earlier, joining department store rivals Macy's and Kohl's and muddling through a weak holiday season.
not good.
Yeah, and JCPenney had got smoked way before these other ones.
But look at, I mean, it opened lower, right?
Yeah, I rejected it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we on right now? A month? A weekly?
Yeah,
But
I'll
if you put
put
it
it
on a daily,
There's a
it
10.
opened lower and it's already trading higher for the day.
Right, and so this has been at the same place, well,
Yeah.
what's that, 13?
Yes.
Yeah, so this has been going on a long
3
time
years.
for these retailers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
no doubt about that.
Yeah. And Gap had big earnings yesterday.
Yeah,
actually.
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting with the Gap folks, okay?
And look at that. See, they have great earnings,
Yeah.
and the market's like, I don't know about that.
Right. Right. And it
It's
was
just interesting. They have great earnings. They open much higher. They pull back. JCPenney has bad earnings. They open much lower. They rise. To me, that's a statement of, it's those discount retailers
Yeah.
are in a much better position no matter what they're in, just in terms of the market, versus trying to be a retailer at full cost in a mall. Because like you said, whether it's Neiman Marcus, you used to go in there, check stuff out,
Right.
and then go buy it somewhere else.
Right.
Macy's, similar stuff. People aren't going into JCPenney to feel stuff out and then go price shop. You're in there because that's a good price spot.
It is,
Yeah.
and your time is well worth that.
Yeah, right. No,
Yeah,
for sure.
if you're going to buy something that's $10,
Yeah,
it's not.
And there's more expensive than that,
Yeah.
but you just know you're getting a bargain,
Right.
which is important
Right.
in today's environment. We see it constantly.
No doubt.
Price is a big factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go over to that gold contract. So inside the Nadex platform, folks, okay, we come into Fridays. Fridays can be very violent in the metals market.
Violent, volatile,
Yeah, violent too.
volatile. Sure.
Well, it's violent if you're long, and they just take it south.
Sure.
But I like how this is holding number one. In this market, and the reason I'm basically Mike. Look at Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, they love your rhetoric in the den. I know.
Well, no, you can tell the people that are always trading it when you're in the middle of
You
these
feed
things.
the den, they're gonna feed you back, man.
I know, but I know the difference, and they know the difference
Oh,
too.
okay. You
Yeah.
know the difference.
Yeah.
As opposed to, do I know the difference? No. You know the difference. Okay.
I would say what the difference is that when
Oh,
you're
good.
up, whether it's at 6 o'clock in the morning, trading these things and say, "Oh no, what just happened? We fell out of bed." Do you know what I mean? It's like you certainly know the difference, and I know the difference, and it has to do with how fast and volatile some of these trades can get. The Nadex platform, folks, which is really cool, is that you can trade all the indices. Of course, you can trade the commodities, the currencies. Well, on Sunday night, the currencies open back up. And what has happened here is that these currencies are really moving markets.
Definitely.
Like if we go take a look at the yen for a second, and the correlation, the yen gets down to 115 last night, I believe. Yeah, that was last night. You're at 116.51 now. But that correlation there, if you're trading gold, you want to see that lower. If you get, you can see, gold had a great day yesterday. And look at the yen. The yen went from 117.48 to 115.22.
Yeah.
And it's so wild that correlation is so direct. It's like,
Yeah.
know?
Currencies matter, man, across the board, right?
They do.
Yeah.
They do. 877-927-6648. You have the Dow up 2, Nasdaq is up 13, S&P's are flat. We're going to be right back, folks.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Darrell Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is up 1, Nasdaq's up 12, S&P's are flat. And if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, folks, great time to do it. Come over to our website at TFNN. You can bring up the exchange. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into your account, and you can see how these defined option contracts trade. Now, yesterday, this is going to be wild, looking at this chart. And we had the natural gas numbers come out at 10:30 yesterday.
Yes.
And we were trading, and we like to trade the volatility inside here, meaning that you trade both sides of it if, we think that it lines up on a risk-reward basis. So what ends up happening is that we got one side of the trade, the downside of the trade.
This is the number.
Yes.
So that's 10:30.
That's 10:30,
so
right?
See it. Yep.
Now, when we do these, folks, okay, we do the closest one. We have done the closest one.
You're talking about time frame. We
time
did the
frame.
11 a.m.s,
Right?
Because you don't want to pay for really the time value if you're just looking for an explosion within the half hour. So we went for the 11 a.m.s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
It was nice that you got out at 3:19, which is literally like right here.
yes,
Which was a nice exit
right,
for sure.
Right. And what was
Go ahead, yeah.
Well, no, what was amazing is that I looked at the gas contract later on in the day. It was up.
Yeah.
It was like,
And you
oh
can
my
see,
God.
This is just yesterday. I pulled it back. This
Right.
is just yesterday. This is 4 o'clock yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, and it actually closed. Now these closed though, the dailies close at 2:30 to put things in perspective.
Right.
Which is somewhere around here.
Okay.
Right here. But so it kind of climbed back to basically almost break even to where we were before. Yeah, quite a move, especially after just that initial reaction. We talked about it, that you had a positive one to the upside, where if it had climbed above 330 after you exited this position prior to 11 o'clock, then you gain value to that side, which, like we said, it probably wasn't likely, but it was possible. And guess what? This proves it was possible.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. Exactly. And guess what? Fast forward, I'm going to talk about some volatility even today.
Right.
Big time. Yeah.
Right.
And this is just the market open, 9 o'clock here. Yeah, quite a move over a 2-day period.
It is.
Sure.
And you know what does happen, folks, in the natural gas market. This is a market that you want to be in the Nadex product trading it. You know?
It is volatile.
It's
so
unbelievable.
Be aware of that volatility. Defined risk can be an asset without a doubt, for sure.
Right.
And I'm just pulling up oil in the same respect. Now let's see what day is. Yeah, we're going back a few days for that fall off, but you know, quite a move up even from that tank, right? Going all the way from 55 down to 53, and back up to 55. Volatility everywhere.
It is. No, there's no doubt. And you know, so now let's see. We're 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks from today, the inauguration.
You are correct. Today's the 6th. It is on the 20th. 14 days. Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yep.
You know, and what we do have now, what you have happening just right here is that you're back to, you know, full-time markets. Window dressing is over. So now the markets themselves, I believe, will start looking at, I think earnings start, Alcoa. Oh, that's the 24th. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Why'd you pull up Alcoa? Just out of curiosity.
They always kick it off. They're one of the first companies that are always kicking it off.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
what, you know, so.
Can you jump around to like Amazon and Googling it?
Yeah, that's going to be February 1st, I think.
Okay, February 2nd's
Yeah,
Amazon. How about
and then
Google?
Facebook.
Oh, Facebook, yeah, just to get a sense. February 1st,
and
Google,
then Google.
and then how about Apple after them? So there's Google's on the 26th.
26th.
Apple, yeah.
Apple's normally late.
31st. So you got
31st.
26th, 31st, 1st, 2nd.
Yeah, so that's going to be.
And
So
just taking a peek on the calendar.
that's.
Yeah, so the let's see, we got 3 weeks basically. So 3 weeks from yesterday is the 26th.
Right.
So 2 weeks from today is the 20th, inauguration.
Yeah.
Then the following week, we kind of come into earnings late in that week. And then really, where the week of January 30th, that's going to be a big week. With, you know, you got 31st, 1st, 2nd, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday coming in there. Action.
Yeah,
for
totally,
sure.
totally. No doubt, man. No doubt about that. And you know, the market itself, folks. So if we look at this market, you know, right now you got it in the red a little. The market needs a lot more volume in order to continue to lower price. You know,
It's interesting. We've just been hanging around this 19,900.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, man. I mean,
It's quite a point to hang at.
Is
right
it?
under 20,000.
Right under 20,000. It's, you know, and look the way this is, you know, the way this is setting up right now, I think it's just waiting for Mr. Basil Chapman to come on. Not that's going to hit today, because look at this. So the Dow today, folks, you know, went down to, let's see, 19,834.
Yeah.
You're at 19,892. It's rejecting lower price.
60 points off its low almost.
Yeah. And the real key today is going to be, because it's subtle, is that do you have an expansion of volume, or does the volume stay light? You know, because what you're going to see is, particularly the NASDAQ composite, I think, will release the best information for us. And what I mean by that is that it's going after its high. So do we get an expansion of volume? And if we do, that would be saying that, hey, guess what? It's going to hit the high and take the high out.
Sure.
Now, if you get a contraction of volume, then that, you know, is saying that your probability is that you're going to go downtown. The way that the bond market has traded, you know, that bond move yesterday, if you want to see a bond move, this was extraordinary inside the bond market. The type of move. Yeah. Look at that. That's 338,000 contracts.
Sure.
That's for the 30-year. That's a lot of contracts.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We're at 176 today, which is still good. You know, you're negative 18, but you went to a higher high. So what that's going to do, watch what this is going to do. US 1 on a weekly basis. What you're going to get is, that's going to be a nice bar. That's, if we put the volume in that, that's eaten into that supply line. So this action is not going to stop. The thing that's going to be really wild to really try to figure out here is that you had the inside the jobs number that the wages number was going up.
Yeah.
The inflation, is it out here? Is that going to start moving?
Sure.
And that's...
Time will tell.
Time is going to tell, and time is going to... I suspect that's going to be coming at us pretty quick. 877-927-6648.
Let's just jump back to Nadex and see what how your euro's doing. Yeah, so that's kind of a whoops.
Oh, that's
I meant to pull
good.
up the chart. Well, no, we're pretty. I mean, with 10 contracts there.
Yeah.
That's pretty close to where we've been lingering. But yeah, that was a nice little 5-minute bar recently.
Yeah. I need a couple more, and I'll be in pretty good shape.
You do.
Yeah. Now that closes, and what you want to be aware of when these contracts close, folks, for the different contracts that you're trading.
Yeah, because different currencies, commodities,
Right.
across the board. You're trading the euro, US dollar, and
Right.
yeah, you have all these different expirations for sure. 3 o'clock it
3
is.
o'clock. You stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Tommy O'Brien, Tom O'Brien. We do appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow right now down 12. You get the Nasdaq up 13. S&P's down $1.50. And where's the action?
Yeah, we're waiting for it, man. I think we're just used to so much action.
I'll tell you where there's going to be some action. If you come over to our website at TFNN, folks, let's get to the front page here. Our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, is going to have some action.
He sure is, man.
Yeah, he's
got action been going for the last, 4 weeks, pumping out some good courses. He's done 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
And he's got his finale coming up this Tuesday, January 10th, Simple Technical Tools to Analyze Charts. And 3 hour-and-a-half-long sessions. Excuse me, the archives are in there already.
Yeah.
You can sign up. You'll get instant access to the December 6th, December 20th archive workshop. You can get in there, watch those. You also gain a 30-day subscription to the Chapman Wave, his daily trading newsletter.
Yeah.
And then you'll gain access to Tuesday night's live final workshop. And, I've been in both of these previous ones. Basil's done an awesome job, for sure. And, he's so open to questions, emails, all that great stuff. And people can sign up right now. You can get instant access to it. If you're a current subscriber to the Chapman Wave, you get a $100 discount, only $195. And, you're talking
it's a great
about
value,
4.5 hours of education. Right. And really, it's above and beyond that. 4.5 hours of education, a month of his daily newsletter, emails back and forth, And
I love how he what he does, folks, is he starts with a clean shot with nothing on it.
Yeah,
and then as the slides go through.
Because, it's a tough part trying to figure out what you're notating where. And that's where he was saying he was getting a lot of questions. People would email him charts and say, is this a peak D?
Right.
Is this?
Right.
Because that's where, you need a little bit of guidance as you're trying to hone your skills. And like you say, it's a little bit of like an art, where you're
totally.
So you got to... it's nice to be able to have that interaction back and forth as you're trying to grapple and grasp with what he's talking about.
It is.
So we encourage people, check it out. Basil Chapman coming up next, and he will be rocking and rolling Tuesday night for another 90-minute session.
January 10th,
January 10th.
2017.
Yeah. I know, right? We are here, man.
We are here.
We are.
We are here, man. Holy cow.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in terms of, leading up to the inauguration. So we're 2 weeks from there. And then once we have the inauguration, we're going to be basically 2 weeks from earnings season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And it's all on the table.
Yeah.
Let's go over to Apple. So Apple, you're up $1 right now. Still at light volume. I saw this morning, so it says Tim Cook's getting, let's see.
Yeah, less pay because of some type of... There you go.
He's still reaping $145 million, I guess. Let's see what this says. Apple's top executives saw their compensation fall last year. As chief executive officer, Tim Cook had his biggest pay cut yet from his record...
biggest payout yet.
Oh, payout.
Quite a difference.
Yeah, big time.
It's his top 5 lieutenants received $22 million each. The pay package included $2.8 salary, $20 million in equity awards. Cook's $8.75 million disclosed compensation for 2016 included a $3 million salary, $5.3 million cash bonus, doesn't account for 1.26 million shares derived from the big award he received when becoming Apple's CEO. Now remember that he got some insane package where they said in that year, I think he made like $700 million, something stupid.
They were worth $136 million when they vested.
But that's just this one.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
That's what I remember. The numbers were startling when it was announced because it all came in like 1 year of what he would get.
It's pretty amazing.
There we go. This combined with previous pay, Cook has collected stock worth more than $350 million since he became CEO, and I think that even goes further in terms of even maybe bigger numbers.
These public companies, man, when they make money, man, they make money. I mean,
true that.
My God.
Yeah.
Seriously, right?
Yeah.
And it had out here this morning, if you wanted to, what has happened, folks, which is unusual, is that the healthcare CEOs this year made more money than the CEOs of the financial companies, and that doesn't happen too much.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. Because life is so tough for them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
Right. Well, Obamacare killed them.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go to our man, Carlos. Carlos, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Tom. Good morning, Tommy. How are you guys?
Morning,
We're
Carlos.
doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing much better. From my surgery, I have improved a lot. I actually got a little cold from the rainy weather we had this couple weeks.
Okay.
Thanks God we're getting rain. We're happy about it.
Yeah, because the rain Well, you need the rain because
California always needs some good rain.
Yeah, because you know what's a mind blower is that actually where you are, if they didn't have all those water fights and all that, you're really right. I mean, that used to be the desert, right? You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We're not like Northern California. They have a lot more water.
Yeah.
And here we have more population, and unfortunately we don't have enough water, but we're working on it. They improved the number of days that you can actually put water in your land.
Okay.
So before they actually cut to a number of days where practically it was turning into a desert again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the neighborhoods so dry.
Right. No,
But
I
with
remember
this
looking
rain
out
and
the
a little more water. It looks much better.
No, I
It
bet.
looks like Florida now.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Totally.
Tom, my question for you today is it's about the NQs.
Yeah.
And, the futures, and it's just a general question. I noticed that it's been a little stronger than the rest.
Yes.
I don't know if my conception it is right.
Yeah, I agree
And-
for sure. Yeah.
And I notice when they lead, it tends to be a very good move for the other indices. Even if they don't get as good as the NQ, they tend to follow it. It's a good leader.
No, I agree. Yeah. The NQ and technology in general, that's been going on for a good 15, 20 years now, that the NQs, they're highly volatile. So the NASDAQ is much more volatile, but it leads on the way up and it leads on the way down. You know, when it's great on the way up, and when it falls apart, man, it goes. Yeah.
No, the second part of my question is, if the NQ is leading, we're going to have Inauguration Day. We're going to have a short week very soon. And practically this little pullback on the bonds that usually go inverted with the indices, will that still make a possibility of bonds going up and indices going down for what is the rest of this month?
You just brought up a great point. That's right. If we look at that calendar again, because Martin Luther King Day is, it's going to be a short week, huh? So that's...
Yes. And we have to take in consideration, Tom, that we're going to have a window dressing by the end of the month. And seems like everything is getting to a point where they may end up hitting a little bit that 20,000. I'm sorry to jump now to the Dow Jones.
No, I listen. I'm following you.
I'm trying to put a puzzle on this, all these things that they're. Can I wait?
Yes, we pulled it up. I believe it's January 16th, and that's
the same
Inauguration week. So you're going to have Monday will be off.
Yeah.
And Friday will be off, essentially. Not really. There's going to be trading.
There'll be action.
Yeah.
Hey, you stay right there, Carlos. We're going to be right back, folks. 877-927-6648. Right now, you get the Dow up, down 8. We're going to be right back.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has put together the finest live programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 9 hours a day starting at 8 a.m. as John Logan kicks us off each trading day with the Global Market Pulse. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Mondays and Fridays, catch live trading on the Nadex platform with host Tom and Tommy O'Brien, along with Darrell Martin on the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN, educating investors. Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. We're talking about our man Carlos, and we're talking the NQs. Now, the NQs, we're talking a lot of the different indices. The NQs just hit the high, Carlos, I believe. Well, actually, hold on. Let's see. 49.
No.
No, not yet. 49.87 they're at. 49.94.50 is the high.
Okay.
You know, the way that I would look at this is that first, you see whether the NQs can handle the high, you know, because that's going to happen before we come into the 20th and, you know, the window dressing and all that. And I think that's going to tell us quite a bit, you know. In the bonds, I would keep your eye on the bonds, because the bottom line is that the 30-year bond did not break a long-term swing low.
Yes.
You know, so that's saying it wants higher price.
I remember your words about that.
Yeah.
And actually, I got out on my metals and my bonds yesterday, Tom, because I was a little afraid of the reports on yesterday and today.
Yeah.
Because tends to be, even if they're good or bad, the move sometimes doesn't really correspond to where we are or everybody's expecting.
No, I agree. So, well, you had a huge move too. When you get a move like that, there's nothing wrong with that. That way you'll get some rest over the weekend too.
That's right.
Exactly. And one of the things I'm trying to do this year, Tom, is I listened to several of your comments and your sons and the great hosts you have. And I don't have to be in the market every day, even if I can be watching it.
You don't.
And I want to learn that.
You probably shouldn't. Not even don't.
That's right.
I mean, no, that's great, man.
Oh, that's right.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's
because you got to have conviction in everything, and sometimes you just don't have enough conviction to have money at risk, and
it's
just
like,
take it off the table.
Yeah. And it feels good not being in the market.
You can hedge yourself in the same way, even just bring down your risk dramatically, you know, something like that. But yeah, that's totally that's.
Well, and just what I know you know this, but you know, when you make a score, take it out of the marketplace, because make a score, you can do it again. Don't. You know,
yes, Tom.
That's crucial.
I'm gonna take another vacation. So I'm going now to the north part of Mexico.
Good.
Chihuahua.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look for a property over there now.
Well, that's.
If I can afford it, I may buy it.
You know what? I was thinking about this yesterday. You know, we talk about the Everbank, currency accounts. I'm going to more than likely open an account, but I'm going to put it in pesos.
Okay.
Because I haven't been in Mexico in so long.
Okay.
And it's like, hold it, the peso's still getting killed. Yesterday it was getting killed. It's like, man, I'm going to do this deal. Mexico's not going away. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like.
Sure.
Well, let's see what happens. I was going to go yesterday.
Yeah.
But I noticed that the they're having some problems with the energy reform, and the prices skyrocket on gasoline.
Okay.
So there were some disturbs, and people, well, they're facing reality. There's no more subsidized for gasoline.
I see.
They're going to have to pay the reality on gasoline, and it's going to be struggles for a while.
Yeah. But that's when you want to be buying. That's my, you know.
Exactly. Well, Tom, I'm not going to take more of your time. I wish you a very good weekend for you and your family.
Thanks so much,
Tommy,
man.
Take care.
Thanks, Carlos. Great to hear from you, man.
Thank you.
Always.
Have a great one.
Have a
nice
safe
one.
Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
You stay right there, folks. Our man, Mr. Basil Chapman's going to be coming up next, growling and prowling with you. Let's go see what my Euro is doing, and my Euro is doing pretty good.
It's going in the right direction.
Yeah, let's see where she's at.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice bar, man.
You like that trend.
Yeah.
Trend is your friend.
That
trend is.
And what does happen is that when you feel like you're King Kong in the marketplace, you're on the right side of the trend. That's just how it goes.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
If you ever feel like you're King Kong in the market, you better be real careful.
That's right. Oh, you're done. Okay. No, I agree.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Perfect.
No doubt. Stay right there, folks. Basil's coming right up. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.